Hey guys, this is John, updating you again from the Southwest Class Championships in Fort Worth, Texas. Last we left off, I had drawn with Grandmaster Andrei Stukopin in the morning round, pretty quick draw. And the pairing gods blessed me tonight because I got a double white, my second white of the day, this time against Grandmaster Sam Sevian, 26-17 FIDE. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you, it might be for a couple reasons. One, if you've watched my channel for a long time, I had a game that I analyzed against Sam Sevian back in 2015, also here in Texas. It was one of these UT Dallas Fall FIDE Open tournaments. And that was a Scandinavian, and it was a draw. Also, if you watch chess videos, other chess videos than mine on YouTube, you might have stumbled across this video where Sam Sevian was 9 years old, and he was playing Greg Shahade in Blitz at one of the US chess schools, and sipping 7-Up, and just dismantling Greg at the same time, at 9 years old. So he's that 7-Up kid. He went on to become a Grandmaster at 13. He's now 17 and, yeah, north of 2,600. Probably has plans to become a chess professional, I imagine. Also, he told me after the game that he watches my videos. So hello to you, Sam, if you're out there. Now, about the game, because this was a critical game. Round 5 is about the point in a 9-round tournament where you start to realize how you're doing and how your chances are in the remainder of the event for a norm, if that's what you're gunning for. So, seeing as how I had white, I was playing a good opponent, I really wanted to capitalize on this opportunity and try to play for a win. And I was happy, therefore, when in response to my d4, he played the Grunfeld, one of the more combative openings you can choose against d4, because I knew it would be a fight. I have a good record against the Grunfeld, so I was very happy to see that. Didn't have much time to prepare. Pairings came out like 10 minutes in advance of the round, so at Starbucks I just really quickly looked through some games of his to try to anticipate. I actually wasn't really expecting a Grunfeld. I did look up a system that I ended up playing, but it was very brief. But still, the opening went well because he seemed to be unfamiliar with this line that I played. He started burning a ton of time, and by move 12, I was already up 50 minutes on the clock. Yeah, 50, 5-0. Highly unusual for me to be that far ahead on the clock. And I was emboldened by that time advantage. I ended up playing in perhaps risky fashion. I ended up playing this idea where, this is kind of getting into the middle game, but basically I was able to put a pawn on d6, 2 squares away from promotion, and support it with the bishop coming to e7, so deep in his position. And optically, this looks strong, and I thought I would be able to create tactical opportunities around this and inconvenience him in the center. But I think my misassessment of this game was just overestimating the strength of that idea, because Sevian demonstrated why it was smoke and mirrors, kind of. To me, it looked promising, but yeah, he found his way through it, and he ended up getting quite a bit of counterplay, especially on the queen side. In the Grunfeld, black is often counterattacking, specifically against white's center, and he did a good job of not only that, but also pressuring me on the queen side too. So still though, it was a fighting game. Both sides had chances throughout. I would say that he did a good job of neutralizing my initiative and taking the initiative himself with that queenside play I was talking about. The game went 40 moves, and unfortunately, as you can probably tell by now, I lost. I feel okay about the game. It was an interesting game, and I definitely had my share of chances. I would never say at any point I was clearly better or anything, although when I was analyzing with Sam afterwards, he pointed out to this bishop move I could have played differently in the opening, not setting myself up for d6, bishop e7, but simply retreating the bishop from g5 to e3. And he thought he would have way more problems that way. And in analyzing with him, I tend to agree. But you know, I have a clear conscience because when I played this whole d6, bishop e7 idea, like my chess conscience just told me it was the right thing to do, especially wanting a win and him already experiencing time issues. So, you know, I took a risk, I went for it. It didn't work out this time, but I played an interesting game against a strong player and got to analyze it with him afterwards. So I don't feel too terribly about it. So I'm still doing well in the tournament. I'm on +1, 3 out of 5, and I faced some very good players. So tomorrow I'll almost certainly have black in the morning, and I'll try to fight for a win, whoever I'm playing. And yeah, sorry guys that I'm not able to come back to you tonight and say that I won this game, or at the very least had drawn. I wish I could. A GM norm's going to be tough at this point, but like I said, still a good performance, and I'm just trying to get better with each and every game. It's still going to be a process, this Grandmaster title. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. 4 more rounds left, and as usual, I'll update you tomorrow. All right, bye guys.